All right, so we're doing spacer testing. So what are we doing next, Jamie? All right, so we're doing spacer testing. So what are we doing next, Jamie?
Start with the 1 liter.
So 1 liter.
The additional plenum volume does. And it's, okay, I would assume that it would help. How much? Unsure. And then we'll test the 2 liter after.
Yep.
And I don't know if we have the hardware, but if we really want to get gangster, we can stack all of them and make it a 3.5.
Look at this guy. Can we just determine bigger isn't always better? I mean, although it isn't just about size, it's about angles and all that other stuff. And
the famous line, I didn't come here to f fat chicks.
Short ones, tall ones, skinny ones, chunky ones.
Man, I love me a fat chick, man.
Brian asks for it too and then tells Jamie, yo, you can just get it from the top.
No, leave the ratchet then. That one. The regular 10 socket on the ratchet, you can just get it from right here.
Yo, that was funny.
Bro, I'll do it. I just want to get this pain in the ass one out first.
So we determined it was probably easier to pull the manifold off, to put the spacer on, just to save time and space. Mostly because the water pump. I really wish someone would make an electric water pump setup for a Rotrex. Just so I don't have to worry about my belt popping off and blowing up my motor. Or popping a head gasket.
I'll say 5. Just loosen them to a certain point and then... Alright, so got the manifold apart. We're going to do some testing using the 1 liter spacer. I think we have a 1 liter and a 2 liter. That initial testing was just on the base plenum. I think the plenum volume is about a half a liter, I believe, or 1 liter. I got to double check the documentation. So we're adding a 1 liter to this particular unit. This one is unported, so just how you would receive it out of the box from School 2. I know there's a few companies out there that sell a ported version. I really can't speak on whether they work or not, but maybe for some later testing we can either acquire one of those units or just have School 2 send us a ported unit that we can test. But I'm going to assume the 1 liter picks up power naturally. Just the additional volume within the plenum is always a benefit for the forced induction applications. And then we're going to do some testing later on with the same manifold, same plenum spacers, but in an NA application to see what it does. 1 liter spacers on. So this will just be a back-to-back with the standard plenum versus the 1 liter spacer. I'm going to assume that it gains something, but not much. My guess is going to be less than 5 horsepower, but maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Jamie says he guesses less than 5 horsepower. What do you think?
I'm gonna go with 6.
6?
Well, I'm going to take it back. I want to do more than just the peak because we can't just look at peak, we got to look at average.
Mid-range, all that. Yeah, of course.
So what we'll do is when this is all done, we'll set up an Excel spreadsheet and see if we can just plot average horsepower gain per RPM, 1,000 RPM increment.
Okay, I'll pop that up on the screen in a second. And I think it is going to gain some mid-range. I don't know about peak. I think mid-range is going to be on the 1 liter.
Brian, let me see the keyboard. Let me switch it over to RPM so at least we have instead of speed.
All right, so this is the 1 liter spacer test back to back. No tune change. Let's see how we do. Okay. some peak, but it looks like down low we picked some up here. It was trying to pick some up down low. I'm assuming it needs fuel.
You went from a bigger manifold to a smaller one. Now you're adding a spacer, which is adding almost same volume as what you had before. So you're probably better off
Smaller manifold?
with the way it was. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, you and I kind of talked about this a while ago and said,
Depends the application, right? And
but again, like I would think a bigger blower, like this is as big as you're gonna get in a four
It's the
cylinder.
biggest blower, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the bigger one is for a V8, the biggest one doesn't fit, so that's interesting.
Picked up.
Yeah, like mid-range is, we're looking at the blue one for the most recent one. Mid-range is kind of up there.
And I guess we could do the 2 liter as well.
I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, we can.
Unless, well, because, right, so we're going to take it back off to put the other one back on. Are we good?
Well, depending on the next pull, right? So if you do
Oh, it depends on the next pull. True. I mean, if the next pull picks up power, I say we do the 2 liter.
Yeah, so I mean, if you look at it, it looked like it gained a few horsepower in mid-range before like 8,000 RPM, and then up top after 7,800, it looks like that's where it kind of leveled off and then flatlined. Where no spacer, yeah, kind of average more horsepower everywhere, which is interesting. It's not what I would have thought in this case, but learn something new. But it's clear, it followed the same path, which is nice. So same time span between all 3 pulls, same temperature, relatively same fueling between the 2 skunk manifolds. The Gato just wanted a lot less fuel, just means it's probably a less efficient manifold. But we'll see. We just pulled some fuel out of this. It wanted less fuel with the spacer after like 8,500, so we'll see if that gains any. Then if not, we'll just put the 2 liter on.
Yeah. So baseline on the 1 liter, right? With a tune correction.
Yeah, so this is the second pull, the 1 liter spacer. There were some differences in fueling. It actually wanted less fueling versus the pull without the spacer. I'm just giving it what it wants, and it's just basically seeing if it helps at all.
So we're down in power.
No, you're higher than the last pull, similar to when you changed.
Well, the no spacer is still the winner.
No spacer it is. So like the question is, does a 2 liter spacer even make sense to do?
I would say for this case, I mean, the spacer is really to create like a volume reserve based on the requirements of the engine. But maybe larger turbine stuff, maybe. But in this case, no.
No? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Be honest, that was the most thorough test you could possibly do.
We did what we need to do feeling wise with each. If anything, we spent more time with the doctor than anything else.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised we picked up as much as we did. Next test will be a cam test.
Yeah.
You can kind of get them to break down on that.
Yeah. Cam test is going to be huge.
Yeah.
But this is, like Jamie said, this was pretty shocking. I mean, this was the no spacer tuned.
This was a quick change.
This was a quick change.
This was
the fine adjustment. So I mean, not a huge difference between the two, but definitely a difference. So we're looking at blue and yellow. Jamie, can you only show blue and yellow on here? Yeah. So down low, they're identical.
Up top.
Up top, there's a clear difference, which is really surprising, right? But that's interesting. Oh yeah, versus the Gatto is going to be crazy.
No spacer. No spacer tune versus the
no spacer tune versus the Gato. 539 to 573 and 300 to 326. It's just literally everywhere across the board there's a huge difference. Like pretty steady, and then up top it just, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that was a wild test. Cam test is next. I think that's going to be even more impressive.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I know you've been waiting for that one.
I've been waiting for that.
That's going to be huge. Stay tuned. Let us know in the comments what do you think is going to happen for the cam test. It's going to happen in this video, but let us know your opinion. We did the intake test. Now we're doing the cam test. I don't think anyone else is doing stuff like this. This is very time consuming, very tedious. We've been here just about all day. Yeah. Stay tuned. We got a lot more stuff coming. All right, we're back with day 2 of testing. We did all the intake manifold testing yesterday. I think we determined, and the data will explain for itself, or the data will speak for itself, but it looks like the plenum with no spacer for this particular setup is the best case scenario. As you can see, the car gained the most power without even changing, without any additional tuning, and then when we did the tuning, there was definitely some substantial gains. Today we're going to be doing cam testing. So we're doing a baseline pull on the dyno, and then once we get the baseline pull, we're going to pull the cams off, put the new skunk cams in, and send it. See what happens. You excited for today, Brian?
World runs on Dunkin', that's all I gotta say.
Is that a coffee or is that orange juice?
That's a refresher, bro. Come on, get with it.
Yo, bro.
Shit's banging.
Starbucks, bro.
Are
Starbucks.
you ready to make some more pow?
Oh, I'm ready to make some more power. We got fuel. Car's ready.
We ready to change some cams?
Ready to change some. Well, you're ready to change some games.
All right, you ready?
I'm a spectate.
All right, you ready?
I'm gonna do what I'm good at, spectating.
Okay.
And just so people know, today is literally the next day. The only reason we didn't stay is because the initial testing took longer, obviously, than we anticipated, and other people needed the dyno, and it was really late.
Correct. Key feature, get up the temperature, get a good baseline, and then swap the cams instantly and back to back.
Exactly.
You give them the breakdown of what we're testing?
Yeah, cam testing. We reviewed the intake manifold testing results. And guys, for your setup, my recommendation, buy a 1 liter and a 2 liter spacer and test it. Because you never know. I mean, it is a little bit of work. Your tuner might hate you, but let's be honest. You're going to get the most out of your car if that's what your goal is.
I'm going to easily just tell them anything under 1,000 horsepower, you do not need a spacer regardless of the setup. If you have aspirations to growing to something like that, then yes, add the spacer. But the more I sat and thought about it, the more I talked to Dave, I'm a firm believer that you do not need it underneath 1,000 horsepower.
And that's crazy to think because every single all-motor car, like I feel like the previous formula was 2.4 block, you get a set of 3.2 cams, you get a 2 liter spacer,
Yep.
and you get a 90 mil throttle body, and that's what your setup is. And a 2.0 block, you do 2.2 cams.
I mean, for the motor stuff, the pulses might be a little different, so I can't speak on that, but anything forced production,
Okay.
I'm going to say no. I'm
But
going to stand on that.
I'm excited to see the difference in the skunk cams. Because the manifold,
I mean, the 3.2 is a good cam. It's a common cam that's been used across the board, but I think what happened is there was someone one day who put those cams in and they got good results or decent results, but I don't think anyone has physically tested it at this level.
that's
There's
true.
other great cams out there. Maybe there's another cartel cam that would, and again, we don't know what the results are going to be, but just looking at the numbers, I'm going to have to say that it's going to be interesting to see what the end result is.
24. Baseline. It's crazy how much weather affects it. Baseline today is 549 and 318. Solid numbers for the morning.
Solid number.
So now you gentlemen have the luxury of swapping out cams on the dyno. Wouldn't call it a luxury, but yeah. You guys.
It is currently on Cartel 3.2, right?
Yep.
So the goal is to see what the equivalent would do in that skunk line, which is, what do we have? The Ultra 2?
Twos?
Ultra 1.
Yeah.
Twos.
Unlike the Tuner series, the Tuner series is more concentrated on creating like a swirl in the actual chamber, where the Ultra is more focused on getting the valve open and closed quickly. So two different design mechanisms. I don't know what the Ultra 2 is going to do, honestly. I haven't tested enough of them to know, so this is sort of going to be educational for me as well. The 3.2 is a cam that we always use across the board, all motor setups, a lot of the stock block setups. So given the compression of this engine and the fact that it's supercharged, we might be able to kill two birds with one stone if we take the belt off. But
Yeah, we could try it. Oh,
very
we
curious
can't.
to see. No, actually, no, we won't. So we'll stick to this. So in
We
terms
can't take the
of,
belt off, yeah. 10.
again, the Cartel 3.2 is popular in a lot of the force induction stuff that we have as well. So in the later testing, we'll see what cam works best. And I don't know what works best for stock block numbers. So it's going to be an interesting test. So today will be good. Sharpened your knife?
Look at that. Cam swap done. Thanks to the boys. Thanks, Jamie. Thanks, Brian. Let's see what it does. I'm curious. I think we're going to need a little bit of tuning, right, Jamie? Because I don't think... Same.
Maybe. I mean, we'll see what... I have an idea of what it's going to want for BTC versus it, but we'll just do a direct back-to-back just to see what it does without any change, just for guys that may not have access to tuning. Go from there. Then we'll dial it in, give it maybe 1 or 2 passes, dial it in, and that's it. I don't think we'll need more than 2 passes.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, we got chopped. Yo, this shit sounds great.
Would you put a big block in this?
That the captain now, hide the rum and burn your spliff.
Wow.
That's crazy. That's wild. Look at the freaking mid-range on that shit.
The mid-range is the...
So at 7,050 or 47 horsepower, so it's averaging about 50 horsepower more everywhere. And then up top, this is just fueling. It went top wanted more fuel.
Yeah, but now with adjustments, I mean, you're gonna see the true.
Yeah, we just gotta fix that exhaust bung now.
Yeah.
We had to use the dyno wide man because so now the fuel tech is not correcting. I zeroed out the correction for fuel because his header broke. So it's kind of a gamble to making a pull like that, but clearly the fueling was good.
Rough. That torque difference is just, that's what's got me impressed.
Especially on this application.
This needs it. This needs the torque. Yeah.
Incredible. This thing's gonna be wild.
All right, so that was back-to-back pulls. All we did was the cam swap, and the gains up top, the mid-range gains are wild. It's about 50 average, 50 horsepower average, and the torque numbers are insane. Up top, it needs more fueling, so we're gonna do an adjustment for that. The O2 bung on the header broke, so I'm gonna get that fixed after the fact. We put the wideband in the exhaust pipe for this pull, but yeah, I mean, this is insane, insane.
Jah release the Kraken, me the real Rasta of the Caribbean.
Holy!
There's the verdict.
Yo!
Wow.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white vans.
Damn, Jamie. This, yeah, you know what? It checks all the boxes, right? It makes power throughout the entire RPM range. It sounds really cool at idle, because, you know, that's always a thing. It's like best of everything.
No, I like it. I didn't think, like I said, I didn't think it was gonna gain. I knew it probably had some in it, but I got on the shoot. I would probably have thought it was gonna be like 5 or something marginal. Just looking at the hand difference on that.
And it's hot.
Well, even outside of that, it's just on what Dave explained to me or what he was trying to achieve with the can that makes sense. And like me going back and kind of thinking like, what are the actually achieved with this can? I can't think of any cars that are actually have. Before we even knew that the cans were in there. And now it's kind of sparking the interest of what does it do now with other setups. Like what is it going to do in the big turbo set, 1,000 horsepower setup that we're running the other can, or the all motor set, which is what I'm really curious about, the all motor set.
Now, this is good. This is good data.
The other one I want to go in the mix is the Tuner 3. Tuner 3, I love that can. Seeing this, I mean, I don't know now, but Tuner 3, I'm really curious to see. If we have more time, we can do it. That's badass. That's badass. And the other fact that we could probably show that in the log, it made 3 psi less boost. So people think that boost is like more boost is better, and in certain respects, boost is a restriction. So if it's making less boost and it's making more power, it means that the engine's breathing.
Yeah. Damn.
Good.
That was good data.
We'll
Thank
break
you.
it down. What we do is we're gonna look at the data. I just sent him the graphs, and now he's curious. Now he didn't even know I was doing this testing. To really break it down and let's look at analyze each can and see, you know, the what's and the whys, and we have all the data there. We can kind of break it down and really get into the technical.
Yeah, so we'll.
We know what can work. We know what manifold works. The manifold thing surprised me. Like that, I think was the biggest.
Yeah, that blew me away too.
I would have thought that it would want plenty of volume.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought too with like this setup, you don't necessarily want like a really big can because there was a noticeable size difference between the two, and then the plenum volume too. Like automatically, you think bigger is better. So that was really impressive.